everyone, this is Self-Made Millennial. I'm Madeline Mann. Today I'm going to tell you a counterintuitive tactic that you can use to stand out in interviews. I'm going to tell you a story about two candidates up for the same position, similar qualifications, but one did something so differently than the other that it made the entire interview loop unanimously choose her. Sounds pretty cool, let's jump in. So I was working on filling a marketing role and we were down to two excellent candidates. We'll call them Dean and Chloe. Dean gave off a very agreeable nature in his interviews. The job all sounds great. Where do you see me fitting in? I can do all of it. I like doing all of it. I don't dislike doing any of it. People really enjoyed their time with Dean. He was really positive, upbeat, optimistic. But I noticed something consistent across all of his interviewers. They would all say something like, Dean was good, I liked him, I'm not totally sure. I think we should talk to some of his references and see if anyone in our network has worked with him before. There was a level of hesitation with Dean, which isn't totally unusual with candidates. And from talking to these interviewers and trying to tease out what made them feel that way, I realized that Dean's rosy perspective made them feel like they didn't really get to know him on a deeper level. Everything was always so positive that they didn't really get to understand his highs and lows and the different things he's passionate about, since his passion was always up here for everything. Enter Chloe. Chloe got all of the highest marks from the interview panel. They were all completely confident that she could do the job. And I was like, wait, what did she do that Dean didn't? And the short answer was, she knew herself. She knew exactly the type of opportunity she wanted, and she was fully prepared to walk away if the job did not align with her skills and interests. With every interview question, she was straight and to the point. She wasn't trying to impress anyone. She was trying to get across exactly what she could bring to the table and what she wants from the company. She would say things like, my specialty is automating processes, analytics, and building campaigns. I'm not as advanced in the search side of things or working internationally, but those are things I feel I can learn. I'm not as strong in or motivated by the communication side of things, and if I spend more than half my day on the phone, I get burned out. She was so clear, and the interviewers didn't feel like they had to go do any extra digging because she seemed so self-aware. Now, this advanced strategy only works if you know exactly what you want in your next opportunity. If you don't know that for sure, which, a lot of us are kind of figuring things out, go to my video called 4 Steps to Find the Right Career. I've linked it in the description. The process I lay out is so important to make sure you are being deliberate in your career decisions, and that when you walk into these interviews, you know exactly what you want and you're looking for those things in that company, in that role. Crazy thing about this tactic is that it gets companies to tell you that you are the right person for the job instead of you trying to convince them. Okay, so how do you take this advice and go use it? You need to be clear about your skills, priorities, and interests. Here's a formula. Go through the exercise of finishing these sentences before you go to your next interview. I'll also write them down in the description. I'm motivated by, I'm strong in, I'm in the process of building other skills such as, and tasks that don't play to my strengths are. And make sure when you're writing these answers that they are specific. Don't say, I'm motivated by teamwork. Say, I'm motivated by building branding facilitations to help companies uncover their identity. Boom. I'll be honest with you, this tactic can get you rejected, absolutely. And what you have to weigh is that if they reject me for saying this, saying that I want and need these things, then is it good that they rejected me? And if you're doing this right, then the answer will be absolutely yes. I'll give you an example. Once I was interviewing for this company, this really great company, and I told them that I don't want a role that is more than 50% administrative. I need at least half my time focused on projects and initiatives to keep me motivated. They really liked me and they're very close to giving me an offer. And in the end, they decided not to. And I was told that their reason was that they went back and they really looked at the role and everything they'd expect from this person to do, and it was over 50% administrative work. And they just felt that this probably wouldn't be a great match. And at first I was a little bummed. I really liked that company. But then I realized I am so glad I told them that that was a factor for me, because then they took the time to really analyze the role and make sure I wasn't walking into something that I would burn out in just a few months doing. So while I was rejected by that company, I was just as honest with the other companies I was interviewing with, and that helped me. They ended up giving me offers because they felt so confident that I lined up with what they needed. So in the end, it helped me get the right role for me and the company get the right person for them. So in conclusion, this is not a good tactic for people who don't know what they want. But if you do know what you want, this is powerful stuff. Interviewers will find it so refreshing that you're clear and straightforward and know yourself versus the tactic that most people use, which is to be agreeable. Let me know if this has ever worked for you in the comments, and hit a like if you thought it was good advice. And these videos come out every week, so make sure to subscribe. Thanks everyone, see you next time.